My name is Derrick Sutton. I was born in Boston, but I was raised in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I came back to Massachusetts as a young teen. I got in trouble. I ended up doing 21 years in prison. But throughout my incarceration, I took time to learn about myself, to better myself, to prepare myself when I got back out into to society. It's been a challenge for me finding a job. I ended up working for a temp agency. They sent me to Moderna, which is the place that's currently working on the vaccine for for the coronavirus. And they working overtime. I mean, when I mean overtime, they get working overtime. And
Yeah.
for me to be there, I felt like I was helping in a way. I'm a people person, so I said I talk to them, make them laugh. Do little extra things that I'm not supposed to do for them. Just to ease their day, take the pressure off. When I first started working at Moderna, the bus used to be crowded. So when the pandemic hit, it got less and less. Um, I guess people was getting laid off. I guess people were scared to commute, to be next to people because they say you gotta be within 6 feet. But what I could never understand about that whole situation, you get on the bus, it's only so far you can
It's like
go.
impossible.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they cutting bus schedules. So if you cutting bus schedules, that putting more pressure on people to either come earlier or come later. So
Mhm.
um the way the people reacted on the bus, like I mean one time this lady got on the bus without a mask on and
Oh,
this other lady freaked out. Like she was yelling at her, telling her that she had to put a mask on. So you see the way people looking at each other, the mean looks if somebody sit beside you. Um it sounds fair, but you can't get mad at the next person because they tell you too at 5 o'clock in the morning want to sit down.
mhm.
To see the way humans react with each other now during this pandemic, like you be walking down the street and people cross the street because you're on the same side or you might not have a face mask on.
I've been to, yes, I've seen that too.
But to experience that before the pandemic as a black man in the just walking down the street and for people to cross the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want well for me, I'm a thinker. So I put all that, into perspective over what's going on now. And it's like it's causing more separation within America than what it already is. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how I feel because even if they say the pandemic is over, that fear still's gonna be there. So during this whole pandemic thing, I was thinking about that. I'm like, okay, so you label me the worst in society because of what I did when I was 19 years old. I'm now about to turn 46, but I'm on the front line making sure and trying to help society in general so that we can get back to have some type of norm. And
Yup.
within that, and within that, I take satisfaction. Now I'm more defined by me being on the front line and helping people, especially people at Moderna. And I think just that alone says a lot about who I am as a person.
Earlier you said about like people in the past they judge you because of the choices you made. Um, has has there been? Tell me about like a moment you felt like people were judging you and how did you cope with that? Like,
Ah, perfect example. Now, through this whole pandemic, I've been there, faithfully, and so it's another company that actually runs the kitchen part of the cafeteria part of where I was working at,
yeah.
and because of my past, they let me go Wednesday. Like, I've been working there 8 months, and I have no problems, no issues. I'm always on time, and then like because of my past, you would give me a chance to join your company directly.
Mm-hmm.
So at first, like it hurt.
It does. It definitely does. Yeah.
I mean, because like anger is always a secondary emotion. I mean, I was mad, but the first emotion is anger. My first emotion was hurt, and then disappointment, and then anger, because you let me be there during the height of this pandemic, and then when it's supposed to be tempering off, then you let me go. The people that I was working for at Moderna, They didn't want me to leave. Like it's nothing, not too much in the kitchen that I can't do. For as long as you paying me, oh, I work from sun up to sundown. And in the group of people that I work with at Moderna too, like we had a good crew. It was fun to go to work, basically. Like even though we had a job to do, we laughed all day, played prank jokes on each other all day, and it was a good environment. I mean, especially from like for me, being that I just came out of prison and the type of mentality that's associated with that, and to have
Yeah.
that type of and to have that type of environment, definitely did a lot for me. It is what it is. I mean, like I can't complain or cry because like I'm a survivor. I mean, like it's just not nothing that I haven't seen, I haven't been through. So every day that I live my life, I try to rewrite my own story and let them know that don't judge me about what I've done, but judge me about who I am.
Thank you so much for tuning in with me and all the work you do.
Thank you. And just always remember this, that there's always a time to lead and there's always a time to follow. But it's up to you to make your own choices in life. And whatever choice you make in life, there's consequences to it.